Hello there. I'm Cindy Brockway, and I am a grannypreneur. I am the grandmother of 11 beautiful grandchildren, ranging in ages from a 9-month-old little boy to a 20-year-old. And so we've got lots of children in our family. So I know what it's like to be in a position where you need to earn some money, whether it's for a full income or if it's just as a supplemental income, which is how I started. I was working as an educator outside of the home. I was a special education teacher for over 30 years and didn't quite make enough money that way. And so I started working on some businesses of my own, doing some things working from home. And I had two reasons for that. One was to supplement my income as an educator. And then the other one was to be able to, in the future, retire early. So that was what motivated me to get started. When I was a single mom for a few years, I realized that it's going to take more than just my teaching income to get me where I needed to be and where I wanted to be with my family for the long haul. And so I started my journey as a multipreneur, meaning that I have experience running several different businesses from my home. So I'll give you a little bit of chronology, and then I'm going to share a couple of things with you about learning how to connect with people when you are in business for yourself, because that was the scariest part for me. So I guess it was in 2010, I launched my Etsy shop. And so I was making and selling jewelry, and that was a way for me to have a little bit of a creative outlet for my hobby as well as a way to supplement my income. So I started my Etsy shop in 2010, and that was when I was 52 years old. And so I was busy working full time, but I felt that that's the direction I wanted and needed to go. And so that's what I did. Boy, was it harder than I thought. It took me about 6 months to get my first sale, and it was for one pair of $6 earrings. And my husband said, not sure this is going to work for us. And I said, well, just give it time. I'm sure that I can figure this out. And in time, I did. But had I known back then, when I started my very first business, what I know now, I think it would have been a lot easier. And so that's why I'm passionate about helping others who are in the beginning stages of making a business for themselves, helping them find the shortcuts. So, like I said, my first business was my Etsy shop in 2010, which I still have. And then I bought a foreclosure. You know, when everything went down in real estate and people were foreclosing right and left, and it was a very sad situation. And fortunately, I had put some money aside to be able to invest in a property. And so we did, and we got it fixed up. We had to, replace several things that had gotten damaged during the foreclosure time. And then we rented it on the market for over 10 years until we finally sold it in April. And it's the same way as it was with my Etsy shop. That was when I was 54 years old. I'd only had my Etsy shop up and running for 2 years. And so I was really new, relatively new to being in business for myself. They say it takes up to 5 years or more to really get settled in and have a system in place. And so I was still in the system building time or phase of my business when I opened up the vacation rental. So lots of learning the hard way. Then for about 10 years, I worked those two businesses until I decided to start my coaching business a couple years ago. And that is when things became really interesting because It was more online selling my services than it was selling a product or renting your vacation rental to somebody. Much different. And so I've learned a lot over the last few years, and I wanted to share a few tips with you. That's 12 years of learning, of growing, and hopefully most of the time glowing. And that's what I hope to impart to the people that I work with and that I share my ideas with. I want you to know that it's not all about hard work and, your nose to the grindstone. There's lots of benefits and values to working for yourself and to not give up. And there's some ways that you can kind of sidestep that learning curve, or maybe build it up a little bit quicker if you reach out and learn from others. So through this process, I was able to learn how to identify the people that I wanted to reach out to. And then the biggest part, once you know who you are selling to and who would be a good fit for what you're selling or for your services, is learning how to communicate with them. That is really scary, or at least it was for me. So I had to learn how to communicate. And it's much different communicating online than it is communicating in person or in the classroom, which is where I did a lot of my teaching and sharing and mentoring, was in a face-to-face setting. And so it's much different when you're wanting to learn how to connect and communicate online with people when you're starting a business online, whether you're starting a network marketing business where you are selling products for another company, or if you're doing your own business where you have things that you've made yourself and you're selling, or you're doing affiliate marketing where you are using other people's services, sharing the link, and getting a commission. There's lots of different ways that you can make money from home. And I have a PDF that I would like to share with you on the 5 best ways to make an income from home. And I'll tell you how to get that in just a few minutes. The other thing that is so important when you are starting a business, when you're new to putting yourself out there, is understanding what kind of impact you want to have on the rest of the world. And it might sound a little bit overwhelming, but you know what? There's lots of ways that you can tap into marketing and selling resources that are succinct, easy to follow, and proven action steps. And that's something that I share with the people that I work with. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about what it means when you're trying to grow a professional front out there online. It's scary. And most people that do it start out with great big dreams and they're ready to go and they're so excited about building a business for themselves, about being able to provide for their family. They're really excited, but then things start to spiral out of control because they don't really have a clear action plan. They don't really have anyone to bounce ideas off of. And so they end up quitting. They either burn out or they just quit completely and say, this isn't for me. But I have a few tricks up my sleeve that help people to thrive. And all you need really, in my opinion, is a structured approach. A special way that you approach what you do on a daily basis and how you reach out to people. And it has to be manageable and sustainable. And if you don't have that going on for yourself, then you're going to have a little bit of problem. So I want to let you know that if you are struggling with how to make genuine connections with people. What could you do that wouldn't be super time consuming and take up a lot of your energy as a single mom or a grandmom or a wife? Then it's time to learn a little bit about the process of selling online or network marketing. And so I am more than happy to help you with that process. I would love to get on a what I call a collaboration call and a tour. So I can walk you through some of the opportunities to one, get better connected with people just using your social media profiles, whether it be TikTok, Instagram, some of those. How to use those efficiently to make connections as a new business owner. And then the second one is a resource for what you might want to do if you haven't even decided what business would be best for you. So if that's something that you want to do, I encourage you to click on the resources that are in this module and connect with me. Again, I'm Cindy Brockway. I'm from Murphy, North Carolina, and I'm a grannypreneur. I hope you can connect with me later. Bye-bye.